It was a pretty good weekend. 31 sales, over £800 worth of items heading out the door. I thought, why not do a video showing the kind of things you can sell on eBay to make yourself some profit. So I am Kev, I am a reseller, and that is what I do. It is my business. I buy things for as little as I possibly can at car boot sales, auctions, charity shops, and I sell them online again, mostly on eBay, to make myself a profit. That's what pays the bills. On this channel, that is what I show. So going out and buying these items, everything else in between, for the end result of being to sell them and making some money. So let's get cracking with the sales that went through at the weekend. I'll take you through them one by one, what I paid for them, what I sold them for, and at the end result, once all the fees and everything are gone, what did I make this weekend? So the first sale was a pair of Crocs, nothing too special. They sold for $13.99. I picked those up from the boot sale for £1. Crocs, I mean, they're pretty popular at the moment, aren't they? But they never really haven't been. They're very, very versatile footwear, and when you pick them up at a boot sale for £1-2, you know you're always going to sell them. $13.99, not a bad flip there. Then we had a cap. I have no idea how you pronounce this. Is it Srixon? That's what it looks like, but yeah, white and blue Srixon cap, sold for $17.99. Again, this was a £1 pickup from a car boot sale. This next item was quite an interesting one, pretty cool. I did a little video on my Instagram. If you don't follow me over there, go check it out. Same name, Kev the Reseller. But I found this in a box. I was bringing down some items completely unrelated to this, and I thought it was just a bit of cardboard at the side, but it ended up being a book. Really, really cool book. Maybe I'll stick a little clip in here of what this book does, because it was pretty interesting. But anyway, found it. I have no idea what I paid for it, because I think it just was in this box of other stuff that I'd bought. But I listed it up. $39.99 it has sold for. Excellent, lovely sale. Next up we had some floor speaker stands, kind of speaker raisers for not necessarily floor speakers, but maybe big bookshelf speakers, or bigger speakers that need a stand. Slightly different design, don't see them very often. In fact, there wasn't really anything like it when I came to listing. So I listed them at £35 and they sold in less than an hour. So sometimes you've got to ask the question, did you price it a bit low, or was it just right place, right time? I think I priced about right. New they were about 50 odd quid. These are obviously used, but they were pretty solid, pretty decent things. So 35 quid, very, very happy with them. They came as part of a hi-fi bundle that I bought a long time ago, and these have been sat on the shelf and I've been putting them off, to be honest. So just shows really, don't hang about on listing these things. If I'd have listed them ages ago, it took less than an hour, and I've got that space now back in the garage. Lovely sale. Then we sold the Rollator Mobility thing that appeared, I think it was my last video. I picked it up from an auction for £6 something, about £6.20, something like that, including the fees at the auction. It was £5 on the hammer, and that sold for $54.99 on eBay. Now I've got to put my hands up here. I made a bit of a boo-boo. I thought I could sell this on Facebook Marketplace. That was the kind of aim, if you like, because obviously no postage fees, no fees coming off. And it wouldn't let me list, because they said they don't let you list items like mobility items, which I don't know if that's new or if that's something I've just missed in the past. So I had to list it on eBay, and it has cost me £30 to send. So a real mistake there, if you like. Still made a bit of money, kind of doubled my money, but after fees and all that kind of stuff gone, not really making a great deal on that. So that was a bit of a shame. Still into profit, but yeah, a big old beast of a box to get sent. Then we had a Bowden Dress. Again, this is another one that I kind of put off listing because it came back as a return, I seem to recall, a few months back. Got put in my kind of returns pile, and I've just got round to processing them again. I didn't have the old listing for some reason, couldn't find it, so I took some new photos, listed it up, and that has gone for £15 on an offer within a few days of being listed. Another item of clothing, Ralph Lauren knit Oxford pink shirt. Pretty sure I paid £1 for this, maybe £2, but I think it was £1 in the charity shop quite recently. Again, I think I put it on my Instagram post. It was a new charity shop, first time I'd ever been there. So yeah, it was a good find, and that's gone for £22.49. Right, really like this sale. I've had this for quite some time, but I picked up a lot of rolls of wallpaper for £1 each at the charity shop. I sold 3 for £140, £150, believe it or not, by a brand called Andrew Martin. I'll whack the screenshot up now. These sold for £80.99 for 3 rolls of wallpaper. Wallpaper is expensive stuff. Even if you go into B&Q, you're looking at £20–25 a roll. So when you start to get the slightly more upper market brands, then yeah, you can really be starting to charge a premium for these on eBay. £80.99, beautiful sale. Back to the clothing again, temporarily. Got this vintage Ipswich Town jacket. I paid £2 for this in a charity shop in Ipswich. Appeared on one of my charity shop videos when I was out in Ipswich for the day. Paid £2 for it in the charity shop. It has sold for £29.99 and it has gone to Norwich. Now if you're slightly into football, then you may well know that the Ipswich-Norwich rivalry is quite rife, so it did give me a little giggle to know that there is an Ipswich Town supporter in Norwich that will be wearing that jacket, probably not on match day down the high street. Then we sold a little Giga Pets T-Rex Tamagotchi style toy from the 90s. That went for £23.99. I paid anywhere between £1 and £2. I bought a bundle of items from this guy, so they kind of came out at between £1 and £2 each. But yeah, £23.99. I was expecting to get closer to £30 on that. I was sending out loads of offers all the time. Eventually someone bit at £23.99. Still not bad at all. Picked this skirt up in a charity shop, brand that I'd never heard of. Just shows that it is worth doing your research in the shop if you see labels that you've maybe not seen before. And this was a Marion Donaldson skirt, quite vintage, clearly old with its floral pleated design. It was £2. Yep, everything in there pretty much except for coats is £2. It's a real old school, you know, nothing's priced. It's just that's what t-shirts are, that's what dresses are, that's what jeans are. It was £2 and it sold for £20. Had this one for ages, a Nike bomber puffer jacket. I think it's kind of 90s Y2K, pink coloured. I thought it might go for a bit more when I first picked it up. I think I only paid £3 or £4 for it for a charity shop, let's say £4. And it has sold for £18.49. It's been listed for quite some time. Sent a few offers out. Someone bit at £18.49. A few little toy figures. These Gormity figure bundle. I picked these up at a boot sale. Was this on a video? I think it was. I picked up a few little different toy figures from a particular stall. Some were older than others. Some were a bit more valuable than others. These weren't really worth a great deal at all. I think they set me back about 50p for the bundle. They've sold for £6.99. But yeah, nothing too amazing about them. Won't be picking up them again in a hurry. But this one, if the price is right, is one that I will always be picking up in a hurry. It was £4. I picked it up only a couple of weeks ago from a charity shop not too far away from me. It was £4 and it has sold for £40. Claudio Lugli shirt. Anything with the slightly more out there in your face designs like this blue paisley one that I got here, really worth picking up. Can fetch some really strong prices on eBay. Then we sold a PSP game. Picked these up again from a car boot sale. Pretty sure it was on a video. Paid 50p each for them. This was the Namco Museum Battle Collection and that has gone for £9.50. Just a nice solid media. Anything around the kind of £8 to £12. If you can pick them up for 50p and a pound, getting them all the time. Another Sun Page 3 calendar has gone. I think I said in my last video that these have been tricking out really nicely for between £20 to £25. This one has gone for £20. This was one of the non-sealed ones, so got the full asking price of £19.99. You know, I'm well into profit on these already. I've actually sold another one today before I'm videoing this. Won't be appearing on this video, but that has gone for £25 as well. But yeah, £20 for a calendar that I'm already into profit with. Lovely. Then we sold an Under Armour polo top. I quite like picking up Under Armour pieces. You're not going to be getting rich off them, but when they're £1, £2, they sell very strongly. It's a brand that seems to be quite wanted on eBay. It's gone for £13.49. Obviously sends us a large letter, so it's less than £2 to send. Yeah, you're looking at getting on for tenner profit on a nice little green polo top. Can't really argue with that. Another one that's quite worth looking out for is the old Pringle jumpers, especially when they're associated with Nick Faldo, which this one was. This is like a sleeveless jumper, tank top type thing. Was wool, went for £24.99. Can't, to be completely honest, remember what I paid for this one. It would have probably been about £2 or £3. I'm almost certain I got it in the charity shop and I'd have paid £2 or £3 for that. 25 quid, very nice. Very, very, very happy with this next one. It was the first, was it the first? Pretty sure it was the first item that I purchased on Vinted for resale. Now, I know about this brand because I picked one of these up in a TikTok video, I believe, and I paid £10 for it in a charity, well, not quite a charity shop, but a house clearancey type shop, and I sold it for £50. So when I saw this one on Vinted for £6.40 something, I think I paid for it, all in delivered, I was over the moon, to be completely honest, because I knew what I could potentially get. This was slightly different. It was a checked design, as you've probably seen because I've whacked a screenshot up, and it has sold for £59.99, £60 on eBay. It's a really, really lovely brand. Tejas, I don't know how you say it. I think it's probably like a Mexican-y style name on there, but yeah, like a kind of Western ranch wear shirts, really, really cool designs with the tassels, all that going on. 60 quid from £6 Vinted flip. I've got plenty more of those to show going forward, but yeah, Vinted is a great place for sourcing at the moment. Really enjoying it. Good old standard PS2 game, like I mentioned just a while ago about that PSP game. £8.99, nothing to write home about really, but they give you a good solid £5 to £10 profit when you're only paying 50p or a pound for them. This appeared on one of my charity shop videos where I picked up a good few PS2 titles. Yeah, easy money, £8.99 out the door. Another lovely brand that isn't necessarily really in the limelight, RM Williams, quite well known for their boots. Australian brand. I found this cotton shirt, but it was a real thick kind of heavy cotton. That sold for £35.99. What did I pay for that now? Trying to remember. I didn't buy it very long ago. I think it was at the boot sale, and I'm almost certain it was £2 thinking about it. I bought a few different items, £2 each, £35.99. RM Williams, very strong seller. Then we sold two items here in a row that sold from the previous auction that I bought the Rollator Mobility thing from. So it's only taken, what, 2 weeks to sell these items. I bought two golf bags that you may have seen if you watched the previous video with golf clubs in for £10, and one of the golf bags, the Titleist black leather one, has sold for £59.99. Really strong seller. I did say on that video that that is why I bought the lot. I wasn't really too fussed about the clubs. I knew that that bag would sell very strongly, and it has. £59.99, brilliant, lovely flip. Still got the other bag and all the clubs listed. And the next one, also from that auction, was the vintage Nico motorbike remote control. I tested it and it didn't work, so I don't know why. The battery terminals seemed pretty good. It took a 9-volt battery in the remote, it took a 9-volt battery and two AAs in the bike, but nothing was happening. So unfortunately I listed it for spares and repairs at £49.99, and someone offered me £40 and I took it. I paid, I think, £17. Can't remember if it was 17 including all the fees. I'm pretty sure it was. I'll whack a screenshot up to confirm. But yeah, so not far off doubling my money, but could have been better. Just shame it didn't work really, but can't argue with profit. Profit is profit. Now, one item that I really want to get a bit more into is curtains this year. I've seen so many resellers that sell curtains at crazy money, and I've never quite managed to sell any for some really decent money, but these were hardly a bad sale, to be fair. I paid £1 for these sealed curtains, very vintage. They call them frilled romantic curtains. Don't ask me why, but they sold for £34.99. But I'm looking at the £134.99. That's where I want to get. So I'm on the lookout for velvet curtains and things like that. This seems to be a real area of curtains that sell quite nicely. But fingers crossed, I'll be showing you some heftier sales when it comes to curtains going forward, but can't argue with that. £1 into 35, very nice. Then we got a jumper. I've had this for a long time, Simon Carter Lambswool. I think I bought it because of the Lambswool. I don't think the brand particularly is anything to write home about. It sold for 12 quid, nothing too amazing. Probably paid 2 or 3 quid for it, so yeah, bit of profit in there. I really liked this one when I found it. New York Yankees hoodie. It was when they did a London series. Not something, I'm not really into baseball, so I don't really know, but there was I did look at the time to see what it was about, and it was something to do with, they did a series over in England where they played some games in London. This hoodie came out to commemorate that event, and I found it for 2 quid in the charity shop around the corner from me, and it has sold for £27.99. Took a little while to sell, but a really strong price for it. Picked up a pair of Orca Bay slip-on brown kind of boat shoes not that long ago. Actually, it probably was quite long, at least 3-4 months ago now. Yeah, picked them up for £2 or £3 and they have gone for £20. So I debate whether or not picking these up again because it has taken quite a while for them to go. But, you know, it's not bad. Can't complain at £2 into 20. But, yeah, would have liked them to go a bit quicker. This is another example of if you've got stock, then list it, because this is the kind of item that, as you'll see in a second, I put this down the corner of my racking and it sat there for quite some time until I actually got around to photographing it and listing it. But when I did, it sold in less than a week. And it's this two-wheeled folding, like a, what do they call them? Like a sholly thing. Is that what they're called? It is, isn't it? Sholly, yeah. But that sold for £29.99, so I remember paying £2 for this at a boot sale ages ago, and I don't know why I put it off for so long. But yeah, get these things listed. They won't sell if they're not listed. Now, one item that, if I haven't mentioned it on my videos before, then I'm quite surprised, because I do really enjoy picking up lawn bowls. For some strange reason, you seem to be able to pick these up relatively cheap at boot sales. I don't know if it's just because people want to get rid of them. They're pretty heavy items stuck in the bottom of their coat cupboard or something. They just want them gone. So you can tend to get them for about £5–10, and they sell very, very strongly on eBay. I don't know why. I don't know much about bowls, but they sold for £49.99, these ones I got here. I actually bought these in a charity shop, and I'm almost certain they were £10, so slightly more expensive than what I'd usually pay, but they are boxed, so that kind of added a little bit of extra for them, I thought. These have actually gone abroad. Can't remember where they went now. If I see it, I'll whack it on the screen. Someone paid about another £20 in delivery to get them over there. Lovely sale, 50 quid for some lawn bowls. Couple of 7-inch singles, David Bowie. Two of them there, Suffragette City and the Laughing Gnome. They have gone for £13.59. Cost peanuts to send them, adds large letter. So yeah, if you see any kind of half decent bands, artists that have got big followings, it's well worth picking them up. Certainly if you could bundle. This was only two. You can imagine how much value you could squeeze out of it if there were even more Bowie titles that I could have put in there as well. I grabbed some books recently, and interestingly I did a little story on my Instagram that day, kind of putting some polls out on whether or not people would have picked up the items that I picked up on that day. I picked up a bundle of RAF aircraft, airplane related books. I paid £3 for 12, I think, so it's 4 for £1 in this particular shop, and one has already sold for £16.99. And I say interestingly because that was by far, on all of the items I bought, the one that people answered no to picking up the most. But books do sell, and if you can get the right books, then obviously they're going to sell nicely. £16.99, already into profit on those books now. I've got a few listed as a bundle, and then I've got another 4 or 5 listed as individual books for anywhere between 10, 15, maybe up to 20, but I think it was mostly between 10 and £15. So hopefully there will be some really good money on those when they sell. Then an item from a really, really big bundle of 90s clothing that I bought at a boot sale. I paid £30 for 2 big bags of clothing. Ended up, I don't know if you saw the video, but if you did, there was an Oscar number on there that really caught my eye. Still haven't sold that, but I have sold a good amount of the 90s bits that have gone. This Monsoon piece here, Monsoon Fusion I think it was, but yeah, very kind of boho design about it, and that went for £13.49, and I've sold good few of these now for anywhere between £12 and £15, so I'm into profit on the bundle, and there is a lot still listed. So yeah, it was a really, really good buy, and I got a massive bag as well, which I don't know what to do with. I was going to take it to a car boot sale to sell, but I still haven't got to a car boot sale to sell, so I don't know what. I'll either donate it, maybe I'll weigh it in. Who knows what the future holds with that massive bag, but I've got to get rid of it. It's taking up a big load of space down there. Pair of Armani jeans. Again, these appeared on a charity shop video. I bought these in a little town called Walton. So I think this was, I did a video where I narrated a bit. And yeah, they have gone for £32.99. I think I paid £4. I'd have to double check, but £32.99. Really, really solid flip on those. Lovely. Nice sale of a brand that you just got to keep your eyes peeled for. All Bar Brown. Now I paid 25p for this, or was it 33? Either 25 or 33. it was either 3 for £1 or 4 for £1 on the children's clothing in this charity shop. Everything's £1 in there anyway, but then the children's clothes, they had a promotion of 3 for £1, and there was this all a bar brown children's polo top aged 6 years. So you can imagine how small this thing was, and it is sold for £24.99. Unbelievable. This brand carries so much resale weight. It's very, very expensive retail. Well, I say very expensive. I probably wouldn't be paying those prices for me personally, but it's not the real extreme echelons, but for some reason resale value is very strong. 25 quid for a 6-year-old's polo. Brilliant. And now the final sale that I will talk about that sold over the weekend. It was a column brass candlestick style lamp, and it sold for £21.24 on an offer, and that was the final sale. So it was a very, very, very busy weekend. So what about the numbers? Now, I said at the beginning of this video, I think I said 31 sales. That wasn't quite accurate. It was actually 28 sales over the weekend, and they came to a total of £812.88. When you take off the dreaded eBay fees of £113.62, the items cost me about £98. It's a slight estimate because some of those items came as part of bundles, so I've had to kind of break it down what that individual item might have cost. And the shipping came in at about a whopping £80 because of my £30 mobility rollator thing that I've had to send. But when you take all of those numbers off that total sale price, you're looking at a profit of around £521.26. Not bad for a weekend's work where actually I didn't really work. Obviously I had to package. I got most of the packaging done on Saturday. A lot of these sales came on like really late Friday and really early Saturday. I say most, about half, and then the rest throughout the weekend. So I dipped in and out of packaging them ready for Monday, which is why I've got none of them to show, because I packaged them all. I did take a photo which I popped on my Instagram, and I will probably have on the thumbnail of this. But they are the numbers for the weekend. The reason I wanted to do this, and the reason that I enjoy watching these videos, is because sometimes you watch people's videos and you can see them talking about items maybe that they found in a shop, and they're talking about it like it's the first time they found it and they don't know much about it. And I might watch that and think, well, I know about that. I know quite a bit about that. I'd have definitely picked it up. But then equally, I'll be watching things that they'll be talking about as if it's an obvious pickup, and I've never heard of it before, and I would have probably overlooked it. So these videos have been really, really valuable to me over the years of just learning new brands, learning new niches, picking up different ideas of items to pick up from the charity shops, from the boot sales, to resell again online. So hopefully I can bring some value to you guys watching it by seeing the items that have sold, the prices they go for, and how much you might think about paying for those if you see them out there and about in the wild. So I hope it was of value to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave us a like, would be very much appreciated. Whack that subscribe button for more reselling content coming up. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Catch you on the next one.